I'm Arielle with Channel Frederator, and we're going to help you figure out which Family Guy character you are. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to become part of the notification squad. If anyone knows how to have a good time, it's you. Whether you're hanging out with a few close friends or embarking on wacky, over-the-top adventures, you're the first person on board with any plan, no matter the risk. Sure, you may have grown up, but you're probably still a kid at heart. That's because you're a person of conviction, even if those convictions are few and far between. This trait could manifest in an ongoing feud with a man in a chicken suit over an expired coupon, or traveling the entire world just to find the source of one particular dirty joke. No obstacle is too small or too big once you set your sights on the goal at hand. After all, no one makes a fool out of you, except you. And so what if you tend to be a little foolish now and again, or even most of the time? Your friends are loyal to you no matter what you do, and trust me, that's saying a lot. Let's be honest, you may not be the easiest pill to swallow, but you're honest in your endeavors. The type of person who wears their heart on their sleeve, even if it means not having a social filter from time to time. But that's why people love you. Not only do you speak your mind, but you're also willing to laugh your way out of any negative situation, sometimes with a gracious fart joke or two. Isn't that right, PETA? You're the perfect combination of straight edge meets wild card. For the most part, you prefer to keep life low-key while holding down the fort at home, but that's only because the most primitive aspects in life come to you whether you want them or not, and secretly, you do. You prefer to be neat and organized, but there are times when you get bored and decide to act on impulse. Usually, this means taking up a karate class, starting a new career, even engaging in some light criminal activity like shoplifting, just for the heck of it. Okay, so you may not be the saint that you claim to be, but your heart is in the right place. In fact, you prefer to listen to your heart and intuition in just about any situation, especially in regards to your love life. That's because love means more to you than all the riches in the world. Well, it's probably worth more than your family's riches anyway, as you're likely to go against your family's wishes when it comes to your innermost desires. The heart wants what it wants after all. So, no matter which decisions you make in life, you'll always carry your high, even when it seems you've made a terrible mistake. You can see things through to the end no matter the scenario, not just to prove that you were right, but because you're slightly prideful by nature. It's not a bad quality to have in your case, as you're all about treating others the way they treat you. You demand justice and respect at any cost, even if it means taking candy from a child just to teach them a lesson. Hey, sometimes people have to learn the hard way. You're Lois Griffin, and you're a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. You prefer the simple things in life, no need for the razzle-dazzle of fancy living, you're perfectly happy the way you are. If anything, you could say you lean towards being an opportunist from time to time, as you're easily talked into spontaneous situations. You have this very go-with-the-flow attitude, which works for you, but it has gotten you into trouble before, as you tend to be a little impressionable, often allowing yourself to be manipulated by relatives, even your acne if it could talk, and it did. You never hold a grudge against anybody for any reason, but that could be because your attention span is too short. On most days, you just stick to your routine, which consists of not much. You're not an overachiever, but you don't exactly aim to underachieve either. You found a sweet spot right in the middle, where you either do what you're told or what you know is right. Still, you're not the type of person who says no in the face of a challenge. You've been known to step up to the plate should the situation call for it. You'll gladly join the Peace Corps to help a village in need, especially if it means avoiding other responsibilities. However, if it were up to you, you'd probably spend most of your day in your room, relaxing and enjoying downtime while picking your nose. Or perhaps you'd take up most of the day discussing the ins and outs of your favorite films with Carl down at the convenience store. You're Chris Griffin. Okay, so you may not be the most popular person on the planet, but who needs to be liked? You have your life, your personal goals, and your own perspective on what's important in life. In fact, you don't care to impress others in the first place. And why should you? You know the difference between real and fake friends, and you've already had your fair share of the latter. You've been popular, you've been deemed beautiful, and through it all, you've discovered none of it matters to you. It's far easier just to be yourself at the end of the day, even if it means being the butt of almost everyone's jokes. Still, you're tough enough not to let any of it get to you, and you're smart enough to know it's only temporary. Besides, you're not the type of person who's afraid to admit they're not perfect. You understand where the bullies are coming from because you've been one yourself. As a curious individual, you go through phases like this on a regular basis, from dating older partners to being super religious and sometimes even joining a cult on accident. One thing's for sure, you're not afraid to try new things. Although you often find yourself lost in questionable circumstances like these, you always remember who you are on the inside, and that's a heck of a feat. Still, above the rest, the most admirable trait you possess is the ability to forgive and forget, especially when it comes to your dysfunctional family. After all, it's what you do best, Meg Griffin. At this point in life, you know who you are and what you want. Sure, this can can make you a victim of your vices, but who isn't nowadays? You don't deny it, nor do you try to hide it. Instead, you ask the crucial questions in life. Whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here? That's because you're one person who understands that life's too short to deny yourself the most delicate things. And while you may seem reasonably lax in this regard, you happen to be your harshest critic in other facets in life. You'll never let your friends and family know how you really feel. You possess an undeniable desire to impress those around you and an unstoppable drive to achieve your goals by any means. You strive to be the very best and have the very best in all of your endeavors, whether it's dating the best gal or being the best director of an adult film. Sure, you can get lost in all the superficial from time to time, but you're also loyal to a fault. You are a man's best friend after all. While you don't always rub everyone the right way, and some might even say you can be a tad pretentious at times, you remember to try to do the right thing no matter the cost. Although you are guilty of being selfish and shallow when it comes to the dating world, that's not something you're in the dark about. You can admit when you're wrong and you learn from your mistakes. Of course, this typically happens at the end of some big journey accompanied by one of your two closest friends. You're the irreplaceable Brian Griffin. You could easily describe yourself as being a tad, well, complicated. You're the equivalent of a double-edged sword in that you're just as cute as you are dangerous, depending on your mood. It's in everyone's best interest to stay on your good side, or who knows what might happen. Especially considering there's no shortage of resources on your end, you're the type of person who has friends in both high and low places should you need them. Basically, you're too smart for your own good, which means you have the ability to manipulate others with ease. Whether it's helping to convince your state to legalize marijuana, or just pretending you're the opposite gender in order to land that TV role of a lifetime, you seem to have a solution to almost any problem. Still, for the most part, you prefer to isolate yourself and stay preoccupied with your personal projects. You've been independent since day one, and as a result, you don't play by the rules, nor do you always play nicely with others. Frankly, having friends was never on the top of your to-do list. So if you're seen hanging out with anybody, they're either imaginary or your dog. However, you're a passionate lover of the arts and sciences. Not only do you enjoy building new handy gadgets for yourself, or full-on technological advances such as a ray gun or time travel, but you're known to jazz up any conversation with a song or dance number. I mean, seriously, you're one heck of a showman, or showwoman. And like many Broadway celebrities, you are no stranger to a sexy party or two. If this sounds like you, then what the deuce? You're definitely Stewie Griffin. I'm Arielle, and thanks for watching Which Family Guy Character Are You? Share your characters with us in the comments below. Again, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to become part of the notification squad. If you want to see more videos like this one, consider supporting our Patreon, where we post sneak peeks at new pilots, behind the scenes footage, extended creator interviews, and more. And remember, Frederator loves you.